What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I want to see how much money I can make using a half a tank of gas. My goal for today is $2,000.
What did he say?
Correction, 200. And we'll see how far we get. So if you want to see how all this played out and how much I made by running this tank to empty, keep watching. The last time I had to fill up my tank, I almost wanted to cry. So yeah, it's not fun and it's not cute. These gas prices are something serious. So I'm going to see if I can actually make my $200 before I have to fill it up or before the gas light comes on. But for right now, you guys can see we are just a little bit over the halfway mark. It is 10:12. It's 88 degrees right here in good old Texas. Another thing that brought me out the house, I have a burpee order. I know it's been a long time since I've talked about burpee on here. The customer actually scheduled it for today, and it was actually in the queue 2 days ago. I thought I was actually going to be capitalizing on this money on that day, but it's actually for today, which was fine because it gave me another reason to get out of the house. Just so you guys can see this order, I delivered to this customer before. They want it between the times of 1 and 12, kind of how shipped is. They have certain times they want it dropped off. Normally she doesn't mind having it dropped off a little bit earlier, so I might actually reach out to her and see if that's okay. But it's 10 items. Burpee's paying me $10, pretty much $1 per item. Yeah, whatever. But she's tipping $12, which is pretty great on this, and the customer's only 4 miles away from my general area, so that's a good deal. So I'm really hoping I can make it work with just this tank of gas that I have. Just have to be really smart about the orders I take, but there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna come into factor. How long I'm gonna have to wait in between orders, because I'm gonna have to turn this car on to cool down. I'm not just gonna sit here and sweat to death. But the Cornershop order I just dropped off, it was $19 for 2 items, and I was only going about 5 miles. As of right now, Cornershop is a dead zone, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the restaurant app, see if I can get something in between time while I wait to get closer to that burpee drop-off window. But sucks even more, you know, we're already hitting the summer slowdown. That was already a thing, and now to have to deal with these gas prices, it's becoming very tough for a lot of people to continue to do this, even as a side hustle, like a part-time thing. People have to really consider, do I actually want to go out there and make those drives, because some of the orders just don't make it worth it. But we'll take a look and see what comes across my screen today. I'm planning on maybe just jumping into any and all apps just to get the best orders I can, because I got to make this gas last. So I actually just opened up Instacart for kicks and grins just to see what was going on, and I don't know if this is a mistake. Deliver one, it says 0 units. It's going 12 miles. I'm not interested in doing it anyway, but I just thought that was interesting that it doesn't have any units, but it says deliver one. Maybe you guys can enlighten me as to why it says deliver one but there's no units. Maybe that's just something you just kind of pick up and that the store already shop for. I don't know. But I do have UberEats turned on, and just as I said something, they're sending me an order. Let's see if it's anything worth doing. Oh, just like that, it went away. That's odd. Guess we'll keep waiting. And the funny thing is, just as I said that, a bead of sweat rolled down my neck. So we're gonna turn the AC on and burn some more gas. Okay, so here we go with Uber. This is an order I'm not gonna take. It's $6 for 7 miles. That's not even $1 per mile, so nope, reject. Gonna turn on Grubhub and see if we have any better luck. No, couldn't even turn it on. Couldn't even turn Grubhub on before Uber sent me another order that's still crap. It's $2.50 for 4 miles. We're just gonna ignore that. Let that roll back into the system. Now here's an order that I wonder if you guys would take. This is 12 miles though. It's for Instacart. 12 miles, 2 customer shop, 23 items for $39. Doesn't matter because someone actually just snatched it off the screen. But yeah, that's a very interesting order. The area it was going to is probably why I wouldn't have even considered taking it, but like I said, it doesn't matter now. Uber Eats, we got $11 for 23 miles. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be sitting here for a while. My God, no way, Jose. These orders are coming in back to back. I just rejected that Uber order. Now we got the next one here. This one's 8 miles for $3. So it doesn't look like Uber's really dishing out anything worth doing right now. And Grubhub is dead. So I'm going to wait till I get a good order, guys, and then you guys will catch me on the road, because this is ridiculous. It's been 7 hours and 15 days. All right, I'm finally getting a chance to move. An order just came in. Not that this one's the best one. It's 2 miles for $5. Nothing else was coming in even close to this. I went ahead and grabbed it. Maybe driving around to a different area with this order will hit me with some better locations for Grubhub or something else, because nothing's been good this morning. Hey, picking up for Eric S. Picking up for Eric S. under Uber. Thank you. Just had a quick question. How do you guys feel about when they ask you to see the phone? Because most of the time they get mad when you walk in there and shove the phone, in their face. But I told the person the customer's name, and they were like, let me see. And I was like, oh, well, here it is. I don't know, maybe they want to verify the number. The odds are some random person walking up to your food truck or your establishment knowing exactly the name of the order sitting there. That would be kind of weird, but maybe I'm just thinking too much about it. Let's go drop this one off. right, Starbucks. I wonder if there's a way I can actually walk into this place because this line is atrocious. There's nothing more awkward than two people walking to the door and you're trying to decide whether you should walk fast enough to just beat them there or walk slow enough to be nice and let them pass. But today, since money was involved and time is money, guess which one I did? We do the pickup orders here.
John?
Thanks. But somehow she made it out before me. Got the pickup order for Maurice. Thought that order was ready to go because, man, that drive-through line was crazy. And what's even more crazy, you just never know these days where you can actually go into, because some places actually have the dine-in still locked up. Like a few Taco Bells that I've gone to, the dine-in is locked up. You have to go through the drive-through. So just happy that it was open. All right, I just actually got my butt back in the car, and UberEats sent me another order. Looks like we're going to go back to that same Starbucks. I'm glad that I know that you can just walk up to the front and get this stuff. It is going to be, had to screenshot it. It's $6 for 4 miles, not too bad. And we're still looking pretty good on gas. Right now, it is 11:09, so this might be the last order I do, because I got to start getting ready for that burpee order.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
On slow days like this, it's hard to know if you should be taking these types of orders. Although on the flip side, I'd probably be spending the same amount of gas sitting in my car with my AC running, so I figured I'd much rather make some money than no money, plus the miles are still pretty low. All right, so this is a bag I'll definitely be holding from the bottom when I deliver it. I was holding it from the handles and it starts to rip here, plus some of the stickers are starting to peel off, so I'm just kind of scratching them in place and hope they hold up. This pulled into this customer's complex. They said their building is around back. I appreciate the instructions. I'm seeing on my screen here 2 orders came in from UberEats. They're both going back to the same Starbucks, and I think they were the orders that were sitting there when I went to get this last order. Oops, I gotta go the other direction. Again, another very trippy complex. This one is, when I came in, the very first building in front of me was building 3. Then it went building 1 to the right. And then it had like some buildings behind it, which faced the back of this complex, which is where I'm going right now because the customer's in building 5. But okay, so here's 2. And you think that would have been next to building 1, but not really. I don't know. Just a whole lot of mess going on back here. Interesting. It makes more sense on the back of the complex than it did at the front of the complex. And here's building 5 with no sign of building 4. Thank God that's not the one I need. I parked, and here's some of the orders that are coming in. 7 for 8 miles. Absolutely not. Get off my screen. Here's something else. 6 miles, $2. You know what, Uber? Let's just pause you for a second, because you just don't know how to act right now. When I went to pick up this last Starbucks order, there were like 3 orders lined up on the counter, and they were, I think they were sending them to me, but they all were bad orders. High miles, not enough money for the pay, so sit there they will. All right, let's take a look at the time here. It's 11:23, and that gas hand, it's starting to move. Man, so after sitting there for about a good, I don't even know how long, and sweating half to death, and then having to run some of my AC, which is burning more gas, I finally got a better order from McDonald's. This is gonna be $7 going 4 miles. So gonna try to squeeze as many of these as I can in before I have to go do that burpee order. I don't know if it was the food or if somebody just went in there and blew that restroom to smithereens, but it smelled like straight sewage in there.
What did you put in this bird seed?
It smells so bad, and people were just in there eating like it was just normal. Oh, it smells like lavender and rose water in here. Like I said, I don't know if it was the food or if someone went to the restroom and just did what they did, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. Turning this off so I can have time to get to burpee. I don't know if any of you guys experienced this, but maybe I just have like an overactive imagination. I hate circumstance, kind of like why me or why now. There was like a group of kids, they were riding their bikes, like very young kids riding their bikes, and I'm just like, please do not turn down the street that I have to turn down, because then it's gonna look like I'm stopping and following you. You know what I mean? So of course I'm slowing down, I'm finna get ready to turn to the left, and where do they turn? They all turn to the left. So I'm like, okay, let me just stay here in the center lane and maybe they'll drive a little ways down. And it's like 5 of them, and they're taking quite a while on bikes to get to where they need to be. So eventually I have to turn, and I have to drop the food off on the left-hand side, the same side they're riding the bike on. So I'm slowing down looking at the homes, and it's probably looking like I'm slowing down trying to like pick up one of them. It's just crazy. Not to mention the fact, as they're riding their bikes, they're like looking back like they're in a freaking horror movie or something. I'm just like, why me? Why me? I'm in a black car. I'm wearing all black. I'm just like, why me? Why me? But anyway, on to go pick up the burpee order because it's due at 1 o'clock. And speaking of time, it is 12:04, and that's where the gas is. Man, I actually haven't shopped this HEB in a hot minute. I was living here when I was doing a lot of Instacart orders. But today we're gonna do some burpee, see how fast we can get in and get out. This is a bigger HEB, so there's gonna be a little bit more ground to cover. Hopefully we can go ahead and get this done fairly quickly. Looking at what the customer needs, it doesn't seem like much. Some paper towels. She always gets a lot of cat food. So definitely wanna make sure we can get as much of this as possible so I don't get attacked. But no, she's actually a very sweet person. But with all these crazy food shortages, let's just hope they have everything in here. So a few things were out. She wanted 30 of the gel capsules. They only have a pack of 10, so we'll see if we can maybe substitute for this. Not only is it a challenge for our food, but the pet food sections are also suffering. Never say those words. Get in and get out really quick because that's not what happened. So there was a few things that are out of stock that we have to substitute for the customer, and I tried calling them. They pick up and say they can't hear me. I call them back to say, hey, I'm trying to substitute this for you, and they're not answering, sending me straight to voicemail. So I'm gonna get the things that's closest to it that makes sense, and anything that's a little off, I'm just gonna refund it, and that's just gonna be it. You would think as long as I've been doing this, you would learn not to say it's gonna be easy. It's always the small orders that turn out to have a problem. So I'll put it on here on the screen. The customer wasn't replying, so I told, sorry, get my head off this swivel real quick. Customer wasn't replying, so I told the burpee person about it, like, hey, can y'all try to reach out to them because maybe they think my number is fraud or something. I mean, they picked up one and we were talking. They said they couldn't understand me. I was like, okay, hang on, let me try to call you back, you know, maybe get into a better zone of the store. Maybe that was the problem. I called them back like 5 times and they never picked back up. So I'm like, do I just refund the stuff that's not in stock? And they're like, no. Do the best you can. I was like, okay, fine. So instead of just, because they wanted like 12 things of cat food, and instead of buying 12 and them not wanting that cat food, or taking 12 off the shelf that somebody actually could use, you know what I mean? Like some other cat might actually like the flavors that I'm like hoarding. So I just got, I think it was like 3 of each and then 6 of another one that was very, very close to the original one. And that was it. It shouldn't be any penalty on me. And I went to the front and checked out. So now I'm just gonna go drop this off, and that'll be that. If we happen to have a conversation, I actually took pictures of the shelves so they can actually see like this cat food was non-existent, and also the Claritin you want was also out of stock. So I got the same liquid gels that you wanted, but you know, it's just in a smaller quantity. It's just how it goes. It's always the easy one. And that's my other thing about burpee. Like, I don't mind burpee. I mean, yeah, the interface is very, very elementary. It looks like somebody put this app together in Microsoft Word or what was that, MS Publisher. It's very elementary, but I mean, I don't really care about it looking pretty as long as you get me paid, you know what I mean? But they don't have a lot of orders down here, so it's few and far between, and the people that you do service oftentimes don't have cell phones. They have, you know, regular landlines. And I'm only saying this because maybe if she didn't want to answer the phone, I could still text her and be like, hey, it's me, I'm the burpee guy. You're probably screening your calls thinking I'm somebody trying to, you know, sell you National Geographic's cassette tapes on, or VHS tapes, but I'm actually trying to finish out your order, so would you mind picking up the phone? And then you can send them pictures. You know, that's the other good thing about having a cell phone. Like, this is what the shelves look like. These are the actual cans that we're thinking about getting you. Do you want this at all? You know, we may do, or I may do, and we're about 5 minutes from dropping this off. Another downside about burpee, they don't have in-app alerts to let the customer know when you have arrived. So I pulled up to this customer's place, still not answering the phone, and this automatic gate is locked. Thankfully, the burpee agent was able to get in contact with her so I can access this yard and drop off this delivery. Okay, back in the car, burpee was actually able to reach out to her. Maybe she put me on a block list because I called so many times. You know, older people, they are so likely to have people call in and trying to scam them. And as I was explaining to the burpee guy, like, I wanted to make sure that we get this as close to the door as possible. I know they have an issue moving around, so I didn't want to just leave it by the gate and make them walk extra. And I was talking to her as I was dropping the stuff. I was like, hey, she's like, oh yeah, I remember you like drop off a lot of my stuff. I'm like, yeah, I was just definitely trying to make sure we can get what we can get for you. I know the animals, they're very picky about what they eat. Like, oh no, you did great. Thanks for getting what you could get, and thanks for being patient with me because as we tried to figure it out. But she said my phone sounded like it was scrambled, like somebody was using like a voice modificator.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm like, oh, that's different. I'll have to get that looked at, I guess. I wasn't trying to have Whiskers go hungry for the next couple of days. It's getting crazy out there. I mean, for everybody. About to learn to hunt some squirrels or some rats here in a minute because the food is getting low. But anyway, we'll see what else we can get into. Whew. Cornershop is dead, so I jumped back into Uber. This is the first thing they send me. What is going on today? So I just accepted an order right now, pulling over here to this parking lot. It's $8 for 5 miles, and then they trying to sneak this on me as soon as my car start rolling out of this lot. Yeah, you're not slick. $12 is great, but not for 14 miles. And then this just showed up from Cornershop, from my favorite store, Fiesta. You know, I'm actually gonna go do it. It is 7 items for 17 bucks. Let's see what happened. Was actually starting to get a little concerned. I didn't know if I had a navigation issue.
In 1 mile, make a right turn on Jones Road.
I'm always talking the worst time. Sometimes if you don't have like your location services on in certain apps, like have it set to always on and not just when you're inside the app, you might not be getting any orders. So I don't know if that was the issue with Cornershop, but maybe there's just not that many orders out today. I don't know, but it's good to see one came through, even if it is from Fiesta. Kitchen.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the customer said they're gonna actually come down and get this order, which is cool. And I'm waiting for him to come down and then we'll try to get to that Cornershop order. If it takes too long, I'm gonna release that order because I don't wanna keep that order waiting for too long. And so we can time check it. Oh, well, this time is always off. That's weird. It's 1:49 on my dash and this is where the gas is. Hey, Nathan, how you, my friend?
Thank you.
Have a great day. Happy customer. And another thing that I'm trying to remember to do, and it's just kind of a force of habit, but I'm starting to recognize when I do it so I can try to correct it, is not put the customer's food on the welcome mats. There was a situation where I put something on a shoe rack, and a lot of people pointed that out when I was wondering why the customer might have gave me a 2-star rating. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'm not trying to get into all the details of it. Cornershop was pretty much saying the food arrived in a way they didn't expect it. People were also saying maybe it's because it was not in the bag. So one thing I'll never do is put it on the shoe rack again, but in that moment, my mind was like, okay, at least it's elevated off the ground, because whether it's on the shoe rack, the welcome mat, or the actual floor, it's all dirty. But I will be using the bags for every order because someone said their tip increased by like 15%. I normally use the bags that just are in the store and never had an issue with it, but we're gonna start doing that now. And just my own personal thing, I'm gonna try not to put the groceries on the welcome mat. I'll just put it on the actual concrete and let that be that. So believe it or not, even though this was a Fiesta order, it was actually fairly decent. The customer texted me right away and said they weren't too picky about the flowers, but they did give me an important heads up on how to find the salami. Customer said it's normally over here by the sausages and hams. I mean, they do have summer sausages, but we're looking for salami. And I think we just found it. Yeah, perfect. See, that's the issue I have with pictures. If I would have saw that and she never would have said anything, I would have thought she would want something from like the deli section, or like, you know, where they freshly cut the meat. I would have went over there. I wouldn't have thought that it would have been wrapped up in this. Why can't we get this picture? It makes so much more sense. It's getting a little bit more toasty. It is 99 degrees. Obviously back in the car. It looks like by the map, the customer is 3 minutes away, 1.2 miles. Got everything in the Cornershop bag, so we'll see how all that goes. As I said, from this point on, I'm going to start using the bags. And I agree with those messages. It is something to consider. Cornershop sets themselves apart from the other ones by having those bags, so we'll use them and we'll see what happens. I remember someone commenting saying that Cornershop actually gets pretty furious when you don't use them. I don't know if they ever got mad at me, because every drop off I do, I actually send a picture to the sum and it shows the bags that they're sitting in, which are normally going to be the ones from the actual store. Like I say, we're turning over a new leaf. I asked for feedback and I'm going to take it. For me, it wasn't that I was so upset about the 2-star rating, because you know, you have the right to feel how you want to feel and rate how you want to rate. It's just, if you're going to give somebody that kind of rating, tell them why you came to that conclusion. So in the future, if I choose to service you again or someone in that same situation, I know how to better change my tactic. You know what I mean? Just throwing it out there and then just leaving it alone don't really help anybody. But what I do know is what I can control. No longer putting anything on the shoe rack, and we'll be using these bags from here on out. Even if it's just one item, some Visine, we're dropping it in a bag and we're leaving it at the door. That's it and that's all. Oh, and the gate is open. Just pulled over here to this nice little shady spot. That's another thing I recommend you guys do. Try to know your areas, find some places where you can park and cool off. I'm probably gonna be able to sit here for probably like a good, maybe 5 to 10 minutes before the heat starts to get to me, and I'm gonna have to turn this car on. But speaking of which, turn it on real quick. This is where we are gas-wise. It's 100 out there and it's 2:48. Oh, looks like we didn't have to sit here too long. As you guys can see at the top, it is 2:57. Why are you parking next to me? All these spots, and they're supposed to come park right You know what? We're about to take off anyway. Cornershop is sending me another order. It's to Fiesta. Do we double or nothing? What are you paying, first of all? So the customer is about 2 miles from the store. They need 13 items for $20. I'm going to go ahead and take it, and we'll hope for the best. I already know a few of you are running down to the comments to say, I thought you were never going to shop at Fiesta anymore. When you need your money, some things you will just have to do. You'll have to bend, shake, rattle, and roll a few things that you said you would never bend, shake, and rattle or roll. But we're not going to talk about those dark times. We're just going to go over here to Fiesta and get this order. Starting to wonder if y'all ever going to come out of this spot. Went back in the car and took a nap. Jesus. Let's not start this off wrong. Let's not do that. Going in here with the highest hopes. See how it goes. Surprisingly, these items were easy to find, and I'm just making sure the customer is happy with the substitution. They wanted ham for one of these, but they only had 2 sausages, so they're gonna go ahead and get 2 of those, and we'll get it dropped off. Are still a quarter tank of gas away from being empty, so we're still doing good. But when that gas light comes on, that's when I'm gonna start to scream. Also, it's 102, so I'm trying to stay cool here. I'm starting to get the jitters, which means I am hungry, so I'm gonna go actually take a quick little break. Probably gonna be running the AC, it's gonna be burning a little bit more gas, but gotta get something to eat so I can focus, and then we'll try to finish out this day. 220 would be great. 260 would be even better. Well, scratch that, plans change. As you guys can see on the screen, Cornershop just sent me something to do. And I was just about to get something to eat. I'm really close to the store, and so is the customer, so I say, like, why not? Let's go ahead and just knock this out. 19 bucks for not so many items, and while I'm in the store, I can maybe I'll just grab some fruit to eat. I like to just keep moving if I can, get it done, and then just go home and rest. If I can go home early, that's a plus to me. Got that order done, no problems with the order or the customer feedback, but the cashier, I know what it's like to be new. I've been a cashier. I know what it's like to be just new with anything. So, you know, you have a little bit more patience. But I'm gonna give you about another week and a half to get it together, because there's no way we can continue to have those lines move that slow in that store. Like I say, I get it, but we're gonna have to get it together. Let's go drop this off. Turned on UberEats to try to give them another try, and this is where we are. Still not good. Again, not what we're looking for. The one thing I will say, Uber is very busy, but it ain't nothing anybody wants. Again, here we go. This is 11 for 11. $11.42 for 11.1 miles going to Chili's. And this is 2 customers. So we wait. And we haven't run out of gas yet. All right, here's a good order right here. $6 for 9 miles.
What in the world?
Kidding. Absolutely kidding. Nobody's gonna take this. Well, somebody might, but it won't be me. Get 6 for 18. Yes, we're jumping on that.
Well, that's more like it.
Looks like this first order is taking us to 7-Eleven. Normally not a fan of going to that place, but I think they already have everything shopped for you, so let's go pick it up. Ooh, this parking lot's busy. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
Nope.
Doing a 7-Eleven pickup for Uber?
They want condiments, there's some.
I think you might. Got that order in the bag. I remember picking up from them one time, and they normally gave me like a paper bag with stickers or something on it. Maybe things have changed. But anyway, got the first order. Let's move on to the second. I just looked down at the screen, and the second one is literally right next door. 7-Eleven, this icy smoothie place. You know it's a bad sign when you enter a place and there's about 10 people standing around and everybody's looking at their phone. Most of them said they've been waiting for about 20 minutes. Not I, said the fly. I'm actually back in the car, and I'm interested to see how this plays out. The UberEats notes say go through the drive-thru. So I'm wondering if they'll let me do this, because inside it was busy, and all the other drivers in there, their faces, they were all pissed off. So, well, let's see. But then look at this drive-thru. My goodness. It wraps around to the front. Honestly, don't know what's gonna be worse, to go in and wait or go through this drive-thru. I don't know. Oh, but even still, look at this order. This is everything that's coming out of that smoothie place, or the shaved ice place. I think for this one, I'm gonna have to cancel, because if I get caught off in this little turnabout loop, I'd have no way to get out to accept anything else. And this right here is just not worth it. So we're gonna have to get this one canceled. Here. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, appreciate it. Not gonna lie, some shaved ice sounds really good right now, and I am so sorry to whoever ordered it. But it sounds like you're not the only one with that idea, because that line is ridiculously long, and I gotta make money. And waiting in that line for like 20 to 30 minutes, that's not pretty smart, at least not in my book. But as I canceled that order, another one came in. It is for 7-Eleven. I'm going back to the same spot. It was $6 for 2 miles. I'll put it up on the screen. Maybe I'm lying, but we're gonna go in and try to knock this out. At least 7-Eleven seems to be having their stuff on the ball, and we can get in and get out. And you know, Uber was trying to be clever. They thought that combining the 7-Eleven and that shaved ice one, I guess would have somebody wait for that. I mean, somebody actually might wait for it. If it was a solo order, I probably would have waited for it. But it's a stacked order. That guy was waiting for his stuff, even though it was just what was it, like a hot dog? It was convenience food, but still, you know, I wanted to get it to him. I didn't want him to have to wait for like 30 minutes to get some convenience hot dogs. And you knew you had that other order that you just gave me. Why not just put both of the 7-Eleven orders together, and then I could have just dropped both of them off? Now I got to drive back just to get what I should have got the first time. You get me? Now this we actually will go ahead and take. This is 8 for $5. And that makes sense. All right, excuse me for a second. I just want to be nosy. What are y'all ordering from 7-Eleven? Dr. Pepper, Bugles. I love people who order all this junk food and then order like a Diet Coke. You might as well go ahead and just get a real soda. Especially if you're gonna get 2 of them, just get a real soda.
What's the name?
Mel?
Mail?
Mel? M-E-L?
Oh, mail.
I know, it's not right. Y'all just show up on that thing right there?
We're gonna need that. It shows us the delivery, and then it shows us the items. We have to scan them, like if we're scanning them up here. It shows us like cold items, and then our warm items.
Oh, y'all see
and
everything.
then we check y'all out.
Cool. Awesome. Appreciate you.
How we going?
You too.
You're probably gonna be back to this other one, huh?
Probably. That's what I'm talking about. In and Out Burger. So, I mean, I guess this is a hot spot. She said she had some more on her queue, but I probably won't be back for that one since I'm gonna do this other shop, but who knows? Send a message to both customers, let them know there's a double pickup in this area, and I'll be seeing them soon. It was really cool to actually see the little kiosk gun that they used in 7-Eleven to get all the orders ready. They got all the pictures and everything, and she had it all ready to go, so that's what I like to see. So I might be back to that one. Jacob?
Yep.
It's for UberEats?
Yes.
Thank you. What is wrong with people and their animals? So we get this message here. No worries. She's pretty much telling me thank you for giving her a heads up. Our neighbor's dogs get loosed outside, so let me know if you need any help or want me to meet you outside. What kind of dogs are we talking about? I've had enough issues with dogs. I guess we'll just see how this goes. Thanks, Mel. Thanks. Here's another random thought for the podcast. If you know your neighbor's dogs get out, wouldn't you want me just to hand you your food? Like, I set it down, walk away, they run across the street or whatever and start tearing into your food. That wouldn't be a good experience, right? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Who let the dogs out?
Is this the dog you're talking about? Or was it this one? Yeah, the little ones, they always look like trouble. Jacob has been delivered, and I'm starting to get better about not putting the items on the welcome mats. I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to stop doing that. I've just been so used to doing it, so it's good to kind of change it up. We haven't had any shoe racks, and all the corner shop items have been in bags. We'll see how this day ends. Oh, Snap-a-doodles. I didn't know they actually had a promotion going on today. So if we do a quest, all I need is 3 more trips and I get an extra $10 on UberEats. Why not? Order that I probably wouldn't take. It's 9 miles, but it's $13, and we're on this quest promotion. Why not? The Red Lobster's like right up the street from where I was just parked, so this is even better. We'll go pick this up and drop this off. By my gas gauge, it says I have 25 more miles to empty, so we're getting close. Hope they have this food ready. Real quick, gas check. 25 miles to empty. It's 102 degrees. It's almost 6 o'clock. And we make our 200 before that gas light comes on.
Tracy?
Actually, yeah, well, that worked out perfectly. They actually had the order ready to go. I saw that line in there, and I saw those other drivers. God, that thing is dusty. How does it get so dusty? And I saw all those other drivers, and I was like, man, this is gonna be a wait. But they brought it right out to me. Excellent. I don't know if there's some kind of magnetic dead zone. I'm getting closer to the customer's house, and now my app is acting up. But thank God I'm using my Apple GPS to even find this place. If I didn't type this into my Apple Maps, I wouldn't have the customer's address to even drop this off. The app just went bananas. I think I'm nearing the address right now, so let me focus. Thank God. So this kind of holds up the work, so I don't want to leave this area and not be able to mark this order as dropped off. It says we're having technical issues. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to call driver help and see if they can help me. I want to get paid for this trip. And speaking of trips, 17 miles until empty. Okay, now all of a sudden this mod's pizza show up. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the order that I just had. Okay, thank you.
Your drop of a new message from Tracy S. Hello.
Okay, perfect. I don't know what happened. Between her house and this little mailbox area, her house is like literally behind me. It started working again. So, we'll just say it's dropped off. Take a photo. Can't do that because I already left, but I'll just say customer picked it up at the door. I did say goodbye to her. Yeah, that's what it is. Something's up with this area. So let me get out of this area. It appears there is a network issue. I don't know how these guys are even getting like cell phone coverage out here. I'm gonna wait and see if I get anything better because another 9 miles with only 17 of gas, that's gonna break me. Now see, that's manageable. 4 miles, $7. We're snatching it up.
Destination is on your left. Arrived.
All right, my friends, this is where the video ends for a number of reasons. Reason number one, it is 6:41, 10 miles to empty, and the gas light just came on. So by those standards, this challenge is over. Throughout the day, I keep a little estimation total of how much I'm making just so I know where I am for the day. And by my calculations, I'm $31 away from $200, and that's before any extra tips or increases or decreases. So by those standards, this is how much I'll be making right now. And that's with the gas that we use today. But with Uber, as you guys can see, I have one more order to do and I can get an extra $10. The plan was to fill up, but the gas station I went to, they're out of gas. Looks like all these pumps are out of gas. So I don't want to be pushing this bad boy. I need to find a gas station. I'll probably knock out this Uber order, maybe do a few more Cornershop orders. And if I do anything else, or if any other tips roll in, this will be my final total for today. And this is how much money I have to use to put gas in this car. It just keeps going and going and going. Let's just say 60 bucks. Oh, the one. Yeah. So I'll be interested to know if you guys are still out here doing this. Do you guys still feel like it's worth it? Is this gas water? Because I feel like it's running through my car pretty quickly. Either way, hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun filming it. If you guys are new here, take a little time to hit the like button. And don't forget to hit this button right here. It's called subscribe. Hit the notification bell so when I make more ride along or other videos like this, you'll get notified to come watch it with the rest of us. I do hope everything turns around for everybody really, really soon. Hoping, wishing, and praying. But until the next video, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. And just a heads up, if you're looking for more gig life related content, don't forget to check us out on TikTok and YouTube stories. Also, be sure to check out our merchandise in our Amazon store. Links for everything can be found in the description box below. We thank you in advance for your support.